All right, here to talk about President Bush's legacy as well as his relationship with Israel is Rabbi Brad Hirschfield, president of the National Jewish Center for Learning and Leadership. Rabbi, nice to have you with us, and happy Hanukkah.
Good to be here. Happy Hanukkah to you, Michelle.
All right, let's begin with former President Bush's relationship with Israel. Complicated.
I think complicated is the right word. I don't actually think, if we look back, it was the settlement issue per se. I think it was the timing and context. Those loan guarantees were necessary for the resettlement of refugees from the Soviet Union. I think what was really disappointing to American Jews and to the pro-Israel community at large was that here was a moment of incredible stress and tension, people who were coming out of oppression in the Soviet Union, and it was the marriage of those two issues that felt upsetting to some people, much more than the difference of opinion about settlements, because settlement building has been a difference of opinion between many governments in Israel and many governments in the States for quite a while. The other piece of it really was that line about one little guy against all those 1,000 people up on Capitol Hill. It's a little bit odd for the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, himself a wealthy man from a wealthy family, a powerful man, a powerful family, to portray himself that way. I think the specter of some kind of pro-Israel or even Jewish cabal working against him, I think that's what was really hurtful to people and why it was upsetting. But all of that has to be judged in the context of what was overall profound commitment and incredibly positive relationship with the state of Israel and the cause of Israel during his presidency.
Rabbi, you mentioned that the former president came from a privileged background, which we know. His family was very wealthy, and yet at the age of 18, he decided to go and serve in the military. He dedicated his life to that of action, of service. Why was that so important to him?
Well, one of the quotes from the former president that really still inspires me is actually connected to Hanukkah, is that there is no definition of a successful life that doesn't include service to others. I think that Bush 41 believed that with all his heart, believed it, as you said, from a very young age, and it's woven into the fabric of any time people take power, and that was true for him. The measure of your power is not just what you can secure for yourself, but can you serve others as well? And I think that really is a big piece of his legacy, which is why even across political divides we see today him being honored as he is.
Do you find it ironic, though, that people who were critical of him then are praising him now?
I suppose I do, but I think there's a lesson in that for all of us, which is it's amazing what a little perspective will do. And I think if we know that today, how we conduct everything from foreign policy to domestic debate would be different. Imagine not that we should be softer in our views, but understand that with 20 years or 30 years looking back, those very views that appear to us so clear right now, and those very people who we know are our friends or we know are enemies, we may judge it differently. It's not an excuse for going soft on anything, but it's amazing what a little consciousness of what the future may bring can do to change how we function better in the present.
Yeah, and he said that he used to see life in terms of missions and accomplishing the mission. And obviously that meant bipartisan cooperation to get there many times. Rabbi, good to have you. Thank you so much for being with us. Happy
Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for